Chelsea! Today is May 15th, which means that, number one, yesterday, you moved out and you were all done with school. Grrr. Number two, it means that yesterday was Sun God! Now, in case you don't know, Sun God is this once-a-year music festival that we have. It's all day. It runs from noon till 12 a.m. My new finger span right here. Isn't that really cool? Anyway, it's free for UCSD students, but guests have to pay to get in, so I feel like this is pretty awesome that we're getting some free music down here at school. Basically, it's just an entire day of festivities. There's bands performing, there's dance groups performing, there's an entire dance tent, and it takes place on our big field, and there's tons of stuff there that you can do. Unfortunately, I had class until 2, but that was alright because there wasn't really anything I wanted to do before then. The only thing that I really did was there was a junkyard derby, which I went to go see, which was really cool. We have this big steep hill on campus called Peterson Hill, and it's so steep that someone actually was skateboarding on there and they died. But anyway, not the point. The Junkyard Derby is hosted by the engineering students, and what they do is for the past week they've been going around collecting a ton of junk, and then they have 2 build nights, and they try and build the most crazy thing they can and race it down the hill. Sort of like those Red Bull races, you know? Anyway, that was really cool. Fortunately, I didn't get to see very much of it, but the ones that I did see were pretty awesome. There was one that was a toilet, and there's another one that was a mattress, one that looks like our library. But yeah, probably the coolest one I saw was called Robot Unicorn Attack, you know, just like the game.
It's a very glorious sight.
That was a pretty awesome build. This year for Sun God, we had a whole bunch of different headliners. Unfortunately, I'd never even heard of the majority of them. That was okay because I still enjoyed myself. The bands that we had come out for Sun God this year were b.o.b, Michelle Branch, the Parson Redheads, Thrice, Reliant K, and Drake. Personally, I'd only ever heard of 2 of them, Thrice and Michelle Branch. Not too hot on either of them, or so I thought. So, I started out my Sun God experience by going to the b.o.b concert. Honestly, had no idea who this guy was at all before I went. I just knew that he sang the song Beautiful Girls, you know? Beautiful girls all over the world. I could be chasing, but my time would be wasted. That was the only song I knew by him. And I have to say, I was a little disappointed at first. I was like, this guy cannot rap. He sounds like he's screaming at us. It was horrible. But then the second half of his show, he brought out his guitar. And now I feel like this guy completely redeemed himself. He's so much more talented than I thought he was. He can actually sing, so I don't know why he raps. And he can play the guitar, and he was really charismatic. It was alright, despite the fact that I don't really like rap. Second of all, this was like the only real person I knew. Michelle Branch came out! Yeah, you know, that pop artist. Despite the fact that I didn't really think who I knew she was, I actually really enjoyed that concert. She's a really good live performer. Her voice wasn't that bad, even though she said that she was sick last week. Really enjoyed that. Sang a lot of songs that I knew. It was great. Pretending like I knew all the words. I secretly do all know all the words. But not only were there concerts to go to, there was another tent on the field. It was pretty big. It was called the Midway tent, and in there they had a whole bunch of different performers. So like dance performers, comedians, things like that. The thing that I was really excited for though was there was a circus. It's called Cirque Berserk, and it was really awesome. But it was really cool. There was like fire and like sexy clothes and spinning around and really awesome stuff like that. That was really enjoyable. I've decided that I really like hip-hop dancing, so I went to go see a lot of that. Which was pretty awesome. Victor Kim from Quest Crew came out. I don't know if you know who he is, but if you don't, you should look him up because he's pretty awesome. Who else performed that night? Thrice performed. Honestly, not really a big fan, despite the fact that I really like rock. I feel like he was not a good live performer. He has a really bad voice. So I just sort of listened and was not actually in the crowd for that, which was alright with me because I was out watching dancing, which is really awesome. So it was freezing cold and I didn't bring a jacket because I didn't want to get lost or torn or whatever because, you know, there's like a ton of drunk people there. But anyway, so when Relient K finally came on, we were freezing cold. So we decided to go to the middle of the mosh pit, you know, just to stay warm, and I figured it'd be a part of the experience. And despite the fact that I did not know who Relient K was, they were actually pretty good. I'm constantly amazed by musical artists. The lead singer of Relient K played the piano, the guitar, and the trumpet. And like, how random is that? The trumpet, right? But it was still pretty cool nonetheless. I really liked them. I think I'm gonna look up their music. They're sort of like the fake pop alternative rock. Probably something my sister would like. After that, Drake came on, which for some reason was what the majority of people wanted to see. Apparently he's like some big rapper dude, but I only knew like one song by him, and it wasn't even really by him because it was a collaboration. We didn't want to be in the mosh pit for Drake because last time I was in the mosh pit for some rapper, I literally got like trampled and stuff and I thought I was going to die. So left the mosh pit. We were just standing on the side listening, waiting for him. Drake was horrible. He cannot rap. He's really stupid. He was horrible. The things that he said were just not intelligent at all. Half the stuff, like his lyrics don't even make sense. They rhyme, but if you put them together, they don't make sense. A good rapper should have rhyming lyrics that actually make sense. When he was talking, he was just like, so you know, man, I like people that invent shit and shit like that. You know, like these light bulbs on the stage, like Thomas Edison, man, he invented shit. Yeah, not an intelligent guy, as you can tell. Maybe he was trying to come off as intelligent, but it didn't work. Which is really interesting because when I came back later that night, talking to my roommate and my suite mates, and they all went to go see Drake, and they are all in love with him right now. Like, obsessed with him. When they came back, they couldn't stop talking about, oh my god, how hot, and he's so funny, and he's so charismatic. And I was just like, no, he's not. He sounds really stupid. I mean, I heard every single word he said, and it was horrible. So while he was off doing that, me and my friends went to go see the last performance of Cirque Berserk, which was really awesome because it was their finale. So they had everything all at once, like fire and spinning around and flexible people and like no clothing. Well, okay, they had clothing, but not very much. It's pretty cool nonetheless. All in all, I think Suuunnngggoooddd was a fabulous night, despite the fact that I was a little worried at first because I'd heard horror stories from RAs and professors and people who are just like, oh yeah, everyone gets drunk and high and it's like one big, huge, crazy party. Honestly, aside from, you know, just like running into a few people in the crowd, I did not encounter any drunk people. So I thought I was going to be like dodging all these drunk people and stumbling away and stuff, but I never did. I mean, the drunkest people I encountered were my roommate. I think it just goes to show that I can have fun without being under the influence of drugs, which is good. And I think that 1 year you should come down for Suuunnggggoooddd, at least 1 year. Maybe not this year because we didn't have very good bands, but if we ever do, you should definitely come down because you're going to be out of school anyway, right? It'll be great. Anyway, congratulations on being done with school, and I shall see you soon.